50 years of it not happening. Now, I stand here as the vice presidential nominee saying the Republican Party is proud to be the pro-life and the pro-family party.
Sorry I'm a little late, but I came in at a great time. I am a huge J.D. Vance fan.
And every life is worthy of protection because we believe that every child, born and unborn, is created in the image of God.
Amen.
Now, following the Supreme Court's landmark decision, we recognize that the obligation to help nurture and protect the women and the babies all over this country has only just begun. And that's why we've been supporting policies and fighting for policies. Katie Britt has been at the forefront of it, that promote the creation of strong, thriving, and healthy families. We want to make it easier for families to have babies, not harder. We want to make it easier for young moms and dads to choose life, and we're going to do it every single day that we're in the government. Now, that includes supporting efforts to advance prenatal care, fertility treatments, maternal health, and paternal responsibility, because we know that very often the reason that some people don't choose life is because there are a lot of young men who aren't stepping up. And we want to change all of that. We want young families to choose life. We want young men to choose fatherhood. We want young people to choose family in this country. And we want to invest in women, especially pregnant mothers who need help welcoming a new child into the world. Sometimes it's scary. I know this, and it's especially scary when a pregnancy is unplanned, but we are going to support mothers and children. We're going to do new investments in counseling, in job training, and help with newborn expenses. We're going to do new investments in education and pregnancy care centers and so much more, because we believe that this country must be more welcoming to families.
This is all we could hope for.
We're committed to helping as many women as possible choose life and welcome new life into this world.
That's right. Don't kill your own baby.
Now, we're going to also protect women from sex traffickers, domestic abusers, and those who coerce women into abortion, because it does happen and it shouldn't happen in this country. We're too good of a country to let this happen in the United States of America.
Put an end to the abortion as an industry.
Sex traffickers at the border that sexually assault young girls and put them into slavery. It is time to stop this madness, and it will when Donald J. Trump is president of the United States.
Trafficking.
Now, the Democrat Party's extremism on abortion, opposing even routine safety regulations, more closely resembles the policies of China, of North Korea, and of the Soviet Union more than it resembles any modern democracy. Now, before President Trump, America had the most extreme abortion laws in the world, allowing abortion up to the moment of birth for any reason at all, paid for by taxpayers, and very often with the federal government threatening Christian charities and hospitals that if they didn't do what the progressives wanted them to do, they would get shut down. Now, thanks to President Trump, we have turned the page and our nation has a chance for a fresh start. And today, we all say together, unafraid, we are proud to be the pro-life party in the United States of America. We love babies.
We love babies.
We love dads, and we want a nation where every person can have a happy, fulfilling life from the first moment of their existence until their dying day. And I believe that's a pro-life message the whole country can get behind.
Thank you. I am loving this dude more and more every time I hear him. He's great.
We have to talk a little bit,
hey,
not just about the life issue, but also about the religious freedom issue. Because as much as Kamala Harris talks a big game, she does that a lot, about uniting Americans and about respecting everybody, there has been no more radical leadership in this country when it comes to shutting down religious freedom, shutting down crisis pregnancy centers, and trying to force hospitals to do what the far left wants them to do. We believe that if you're a Christian organization, you ought to be able to live your conscience and live your faith in the United States of America, and we're going to fight for that every single step of the way.
We love all the babies and all the animals.
I want to offer you just a couple of final thoughts here before I get on and get off the stage here and let you guys finish your evening. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about something that happened to me. And Ralph, I apologize because you've heard me tell this story, but I think it drives home just how much faith can affect us even in the smallest ways. Now, the night before, I gave the RNC welcome speech where I became your next vice president of the United States. I accepted the nomination of President Trump and the whole Republican Party. Like you can imagine, it was a little hard to go to sleep that night. And so it's Tuesday night, and I'm laying in bed, and Usha sleeps like a baby, so she's passed out next to me, and I just cannot get to sleep, and I'm laying there thinking to myself, this is the most important day of my life on Wednesday. I have got to be well slept, and I kind of got stressed out about being underslept for this big speech. And I just laid back, and I said, Lord Jesus, help me. And I'm not kidding that was the last thing that I remembered before I drifted off into one of the deepest sleeps that I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
And
Wow. I have tears.
There are a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of media professionals here, a lot of folks who are watching who will roll their eyes and say, yeah, a lot of people say prayers and a lot of people drift off to sleep. It doesn't mean anything. But I want to call your attention to one of my favorite theologians. And that's Samuel L. Jackson in the movie Pulp Fiction. And he talks about, he had just dodged bullets, literally dodged bullets. And he talks about whether this was a miracle. He's debating with his friend whether this is a miracle. And he says something, I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but this is more or less what he says. He says, look, whether this is an according to Hoyle miracle is insignificant. Whether God finds your car keys, whether God does this or that, that's not what matters. But what does matter is that I felt the touch of God. And in that moment, as much as the world was swirling around me, I felt the touch of God. And I think there are so many ways, big and small, that we have an opportunity as people of faith to get out there and to remind people that while it sometimes seems distant, and while faith is not top of mind for so many people, the touch of God is everywhere in our country. We just have to look for it, we have to pray for it, and we have to make sure our fellow Americans see it. So I want to thank you for being a person of faith, for living your faith, and for getting out there. And let me just make one final observation here, which is, look, these are the first public remarks that I have made since my running mate was nearly assassinated for the second time yesterday. And President Trump, I was actually sitting at home in Cincinnati with my 7-year-old, and I get a phone call, and it says Donald J. Trump. So I answer it, and he says, JD, you're not going to believe this, but they tried to do it again. And I said, no, they didn't. You're joshing me. What's going on here, sir? And he says, no, I was playing golf, and the Secret Service found somebody who was trying to shoot me. And I say, oh, my Lord, sir. I'm so glad you're okay. I mean, are you doing okay? Are you not just physically okay, but everything's fine? He said, yeah, I'm doing fine. And this is just who Donald Trump is. He said, I'm a little mad because I was about to make a birdie putt on the 6th hole and they wouldn't let me finish. The guy's literally like, this happened. I mean, he calls me right after. This is 10 minutes after, and he's pissed off that they won't let him finish his birdie putt right after they found a guy with an AK-47. But by the way, that is kind of the guy that you want to be president of the United States, right? Who's fazed by nothing, who's telling jokes afterwards.
Fearless. He's amazing. Touched by the hand of God.
I was without a question bothered by it more than he was, and I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, 100 miles away from where this went down. But I do think that we should take this opportunity to call for a reduction in the ridiculous and inflammatory political rhetoric coming from too many corners of our politics. Look, we can disagree with one another, we can debate one another, but we cannot tell the American people that one candidate is a fascist, and if he's elected, it is going to be the end of American democracy. We cannot, as a as a person affiliated with Kamala Harris, has said that we need to, quote, eliminate Donald J. Trump. A New York Democratic congressman has said that in the past. If you tell the American people that this person is the end of democracy, if you tell the American people that this person needs to be eliminated, most of them, thank God, are going to ignore you, but some crazy person is going to take matters into their own hands and actually listen to the crazy rhetoric that you're putting out there. And I know it's popular on a lot of corners of the left to say that we have a both sides problem. And I'm not going to say we're always perfect. I'm not going to say that conservatives always get things exactly right. But you know the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple of months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple of months. I'd say that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out. Somebody's going to get hurt by it, and it's going to destroy this country. Somebody is going to get hurt, and you think about what an incredible wound it would open up in the United States of America, all of us. And I promise I will do my part to tone down the rhetoric, but in particular, the people telling you that Donald Trump needs to be eliminated, you guys need to cut it out or you're going to get somebody hurt.
Again. Exactly, Marita. Somebody already died.
Ask you for one final thing. And that is, as Ralph said, you've gone through north of 2 million doors, and you've probably made north of 2 million phone calls. You're going to knock on 10 million doors, and you're going to make 10 million phone calls here in the next 2 months. I just want to give you every word of encouragement and every word of gratitude. I know that not every door you knock on, there's a friendly person on the other side. I know that not every phone call goes especially well, but you are the very best part of the American constitutional system. Because while the media can tell their lies about people of faith, and while the media can tell their lies about Donald Trump, getting out there and talking to people is the best antidote to the dishonesty that exists in this country.
I agree with him. He's right.
You are out there every day,
He's
fighting for the truth,
right.
telling the truth, and I'm grateful for you.
Tell them the truth.
So let me just leave you with this thought, because I've seen something in the last 2 months. People always ask me, how are you doing? And the answer is, I'm doing great. I get to go around this country. I get to see it in a totally new light. I wish that I could take every single one of you and give you the perspective on this incredible country that I've gotten over just the last 2 months. In fact, it's a lot easier in some ways than running for Senate. When I was running for Senate, I rode around in the back of a used Subaru. Now I get to fly around in a plane, right? Not a bad upgrade. But every single day, I am reminded that we have the best country in the entire world. We've got the best workers. We've got the best people. We've got the best cultural and historical traditions in liberty and democracy anywhere in the world. We have the best natural resources. I mean, China and Russia would kill for some of the things that we have right here in our own country. And we have the most beautiful country in the entire world. So as you get out there and as you knock on doors and as you send people to win this race, remember that everything in America is going, there's everything in America, except for our leadership, is going great. So the task over the next 7 weeks is to give this great and beautiful country the leadership that it deserves. I'm going to fight every single day for it. Donald Trump is going to fight every single day for it. Do not despair. Get out there, fight for every single vote, and we're going to take this country back and give the American people the leadership that it deserves. Thank you all. God bless you for having me. God bless you for all of your efforts on our part. We couldn't do without you, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you.
There you have it. Good old J.D. Vance. I really like this guy. I was concerned about him at first. But turns out nobody represents Trump any better than J.D. Vance.
The next vice president of these United States. Thank you, Senator J.D. Vance.
Let's hear what this guy has
take
to
your
say.
seats again. I don't think it's maybe as exciting as our last 2 speakers, but dinner is served.
Okay, well then I guess we're done.
As the wait staff makes their way back, please be patient. They're going to get to everybody as expeditiously.
All right, well dinner is dinner's over here. What did I have for dinner? I had frozen blueberries. My favorite food. Anyway, look, I'm looking crazy. Oh. Anyway, oh my gosh, you guys. We are in the fight of our lives. But I'm not afraid. And even as they are shooting at President Trump on a, what is this, a monthly basis or something? It's okay. He has all the protection. No weapons formed against you shall prosper. So, I don't know if I have blueberry all over my mouth. My hands are blue. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for that JD Vance speech. I think I have to do more live JD Vance speeches because JD Vance is really great at speaking. He's right up there with Vivek, only at this point, I wouldn't say he has more credibility, but he's got kind of more clout because he is running for vice president. So if you do want to help people to wake up, show them videos with JD Vance. One of the best things I'm finding on the internet is interviews that JD Vance does with the woke media. He slays them. He's really good. So when you need to learn from somebody, then of the things that you can say to counteract the leftist crazy people, go listen to an interview with J.D. Vance as he battles the woke media. It's pretty great. So anyway, more research on him. At this point, I don't need to do any research on J.D. Vance. I actually don't care. He says all the right things. Like, whatever was in the past, and I realize, and sorry, Pablo Escobar. Yeah, I'm sure you want Kamala. You're into drugs, right? Just saying. Anyway, J.D. Vance is, he has a checkered past, for sure. And by checkered, like, if the worst thing about him is that he used to be a never Trumper, well, he was that way. But people change. And he clearly has changed his mind about President Trump. So I don't care, and in some ways, I know you have to take into account of the people who do they call them flip-floppers, if they say one thing, they like Kamala, who said that she would ban fracking, and then all of a sudden she won't ban fracking. Who knows what she thinks? She really is just a puppet after all. J.D. Vance, however, I think he has his own mind. President Trump definitely has a mind of his own. And he definitely has his ideas about how to make America great again. And that's what I want. Also, the biggest deal at this point, if you give people only one reason to vote for Trump, that reason is peace. He wants peace. He wants to end all the wars. And don't forget, he has a 4-year record of not just no wars, but helping the Middle East find peace. He got rid of a horrible terrorist. He kept America safe and prosperous. So I'm sorry for people who don't understand that. Maybe they're too young to remember when America was prosperous, because the last 3.5 years, they somehow stretched on. It's like the last 100 years of this hellscape of everything just costing more and more and more money. I don't know. It's about to come to an end. Let's make America great again. All right, you guys. I am going to I'm gonna play my favorite song right before I let's see. Before I go, you need to hear it because it's so great. I have to turn it up. Whoops. Oh, I'm horrible at this sometimes. Oh, and Muffin. She wants to say hi. There we go. Let me get Muffin. Sorry, she's eating. We don't disturb her princess when she's eating. I can't get this song out of my head, so I have to play it. The billionaire who really cares to make America great again. They threw everything at him that they can, but there he is, he took a stand. Took a stand. The Russian collusion, oh, what a joke! Impeachment hearing from the woke. January 6th, that was the biggest lie. They were reaching for that blue sky. Blue sky. What doesn't kill makes me stronger. The world is wondering how much longer. What doesn't kill makes me stronger. Oh yeah. Pablo needs to learn, Laura. It's okay. Pablo is ignorant. From thin air. 8 long years of torture. The tears. Took a shot. They missed their target, but it's not by a lot. Trump is doing and then they did it again. So all Americans can be free. Oh yeah. What doesn't kill makes them stronger. The world is wondering how much longer. What that doesn't kill makes them stronger. Oh yeah. What doesn't kill it makes them stronger. The world is wondering how much longer. What doesn't kill it makes them stronger. Oh yeah. She loves this part too. Come on, people. Let's make America great again. Yeah, we'll do it again and again and again and again and again if we have to. Yes. Anyway, yeah. High five. Muff says high five. All right, you guys. I'm going to say ciao for now. Great hanging out with you. And again, J.D. Vance, man, his speeches are great. So check him out. Go see what he has to say. Makes a lot of sense. Ciao for now.